Good morning, buongiorno, buenos dias. It's been some time since I actually have been awake this early. I've been awake since actually about 4 a.m. But so I'm still awake. But it's actually been a while since I've been awake early and wanted to be awake. I've had some funky hours lately. But I wanted to talk about quality versus quantity this morning. And don't mind me as I sip on my tea. I opted for ginger tea because vata is really, really, really high right now, especially my vata. But being that we are in the autumn season, even though it's back to being hot outside, I can feel energetically that the seasons changed, and even a little bit before we went into fall, I started to notice the change, and so I started to notice that I was having a lot more mental activity, and I actually received confirmation late last night, actually this morning, when I woke up around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and I was just looking through YouTube, and someone I'm subscribed to, a fellow light worker, excuse me, oh, a fellow light worker, beautiful, beautiful being. In the beginning of her video, she was talking about how people might be experiencing more mental activity right now. So basically, the theme, it seems, is that a lot of us might notice that we are healing and in the realm of the mind, in the realm of thought lately. And wow, that rang so true to me. I was like, yes, yes, yes. Because holy cow, my mind has been busier than usual as of late, like busier than it normally is now. But I've definitely experienced this very active mental activity before in the past, before I was able to really cultivate centeredness and learn more about myself, my body, my doshas, my elemental makeup, my constitution, and really just incorporate everything that I had learned, was coming to remember, because of vata, I was kind of like all over the place. I'd know about all the stuff I needed to incorporate in my life, but I was not practicing and cultivating these new habits, creating a routine to help myself be more grounded and centered. So yeah, I was kind of like everywhere, and sometimes just floating like really high and not embodied at all. And there were definitely periods of time where it was just like so much thought. And I mean, if I go back even further to, when I was in college and high school, there were times I had like a lot of anxiety, and that is a direct result of imbalanced vata, imbalanced air. So I opted for the ginger tea this morning because ginger is very warming and helps vata, to ground vata, and it's warm. I didn't want to drink coffee because if I do, the caffeine's very, very stimulating and would just further aggravate my vata. And even my pitta's actually been kind of high. So those two for me kind of like interplay with one another. Anywho, there was a splash of Ayurvedic info for you there. So I want to reel it back and discuss with you quality versus quality versus quantity, quality over quantity. I'm trying to remember what exactly it was I was doing yesterday. I was driving to the store or something, and it crossed my mind the conversations I've been having with Ty and I've been having with one another about jobs and things like that. Um, and he's not that happy with the employment he has right now. And so I'm just encouraging him to seek out what will make him happier, what he'll enjoy. And just, we talk about how like silly things are with jobs in the matrix and all kind of stuff like that, right? And it was causing me to reflect on like stuff I've done in the past, and I've worked in so many places. I've tried a lot of things, and I've had experience working with Uber when Uber pretty much was still in its baby phase when it first came out, maybe the second year that after it was founded. So I worked remotely. I got to work from home, which was an awesome perk. I was working as basically a customer service rep and replying to the emails of Uber drivers. And you know what? What I came to notice really, really, really fast is that Uber, the company, was not valuing quality more than quantity, which is crazy because of how they advertise and market themselves and just all the hype they were giving to their employees in training and everything like that, and how they care about their employees and customers, da 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 da. And then when it came to it, I noticed that my team leaders were getting on me at various times when my quota was not matching. It was not at the same level or higher than my teammates. And which is crazy. I hate that. Anyways, I hate when you have to be compared to other people because we're all unique and individual. But on top of that, it's just that I actually was the only one. I had the highest ranking in my group of teammates. That I had the highest rate. Sorry, kind of trailed off there. I had the highest rate in quality. So whenever the team leaders and whoever else would go through our responses just to check on quality, the quality assurance, and like all this shit, just to make sure that we were answering things correctly and blah blah blah. We would get like a weekly or a monthly report, something like that, from our team leader. And my team leader always told me, you're amazing. Like the way you relate to our drivers, and you really go above and beyond to make sure you give them the correct information. You do it as efficient as you can, and they're leaving you great feedback, and just you're so personable, blah 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 blah, right? You don't sound scripted. I hated the scripts. I kind of like use them as a kind of like a template, but I was like, oh, this is so just like you don't have to be a fucking genius to realize that you're receiving a script. You know what I mean? I was like, that is not going to happen on my end. Like, I want to let these people know I am here for them. And so, yeah, my quality was amazing. But they were so upset about quantity. And it's like, are you serious? You have so many people employed by your company, and someone who comes from a background of public relations, okay, it is muy importante to build those relationships. If you want your business to thrive, if you want great word of mouth, because that is actually the number one way your business gets promoted and advertised, is word of mouth. People talking about your company, talking about your business, because they're talking about it to their friends, they're talking about it to their family, strangers, coworkers, colleagues, their freaking social media, if they have a website, whatever. That's like the number one way. Maybe it's changed, but the number one way is through word of mouth, through people just speaking to one another, okay? And wow, I just like had a brain fart there. Oh yeah, building relationships. So, that is most important. Also, your customers need to feel like you care about them. They need to feel like they matter. You know what I mean? Cuz if you just treat them like a dollar sign, you just want the buck, they're not going to stick around that that long, honestly. And it's not even just customers, it's your employees. Your employees need to love where they work. Your employees need to feel like they are working in a place that they feel proud to be a part of. Employees need and want to work somewhere where they like coming to work every day. I mean, hello, how many of you are working in a place that you just freaking hate? Whether it's the atmosphere, coworkers, the fact that the business is not even authentic. They'll have values and a mission, but you notice once you get in the doors after some time, you notice that they're not really upholding to their values and their mission, right? Because that happens a lot. And if that's the case, you're going to have a very high turnaround rate. If you are not treating your employees like in a spectacular way, if you're not valuing them, if you are not making sure that they are covered, that they feel like they are being valued by having great pay, vacation time, um, a nice working environment, maybe even a place that they can go to and relax or stretch their legs or take a walk, things like this, you're going to have some disgruntled employees. And there are other various ways that you can show your employees that you care about them and that they matter. So if that is not there, your business is not going to have like the best reviews. You're going to have a lot of people applying and working and then ditching you after a month, or maybe hell, even a week, 2 months, 3 months, 5 months. You're just going to have a high turnaround rate. You know what I mean? You're not going to have lasting employees. And that goes the same for your customer base as well. So there's some business tips for you, some public relations and in-house personal and interpersonal relations advice for you if you are a business owner or working at a business. I'm kind of talking about authenticity, but that is one way that you will notice in your life that quantity in today's society, or let's just say the patriarchal old paradigm set up quantity over quality, okay? Also, you'll notice it in your personal lives. Some people are really misguided in thinking that that the quantity of friends in your life is what matters most. And a lot of people will measure themselves, and whether it's a conscious thing or unconscious, will gauge how they feel about themselves, how they value themselves based on how many friends, how many people they have in their life. I don't know how old you are, and I don't know how much life experience you have, but if you've had some life experience, you're gonna notice that while you may have a lot of people in your life, you may actually have some really fucking amazing people in your life, but not all of them are going to be your deepest, closest friends. You will notice that some will not be there when you need them, or it's not even about need, because I guess there can kind of be like this heavy undertone to that word need. And, in higher consciousness living, that you can find everything within yourself, right? So I don't want to say like need in the way as in saying that you're completely dependent on another person. You know what I mean? Like you can't get it from yourself. But you will notice the more you walk in life how valuable community is, how valuable it is for some kind of setup like a village, a tribe. It's very valuable. And especially in life on planet Earth, in the human experience, it's actually pretty damn important to have community. As we have a human experience and men and women reproduce and have babies, it is really important to have some support system, family, a tribe, okay? And not even just with having kids, it's also important in raising kids. It's important in your goals, your spiritual community. I mean, it's pretty awesome to live alone and be a recluse too, to be like a monk. I've done it and I loved it. I loved being alone. But there came a point where I started to realize I wanted to be around people who resonated, that it would bring joy into my life. So, with that said, when you reach a point where when you desire to have others in your life and it comes from a deeper space within your heart and not from a place of lack, not from a place of fear, okay, but more, it's something from a higher vibration, a place where you love yourself. So, in your personal life with friends, make sure that you truly value, and show gratitude for those in your life who are extremely authentic, live in authenticity, and are authentic with you, who create such a space with you that you both feel completely free, respected, valued, and safe to express yourselves completely without judgment, without definitely judgment, right? Um, yeah, I mean, that's actually pretty important. Being able to express yourself and a person being able to receive you in love and with love. And even if they don't understand where you're coming from, there's no judgment. They actually still hear you out and listen to you. Um, Whether if it's about something going on in your life or something you've been thinking about, or even if it has to do with your friendship with the other person. But if it's this space that you guys have where the person hears you out and still respects you and wants to understand where you're coming from, um, respects you regardless, and just offers you love and encouragement instead of, you know, judging you, scolding you, attacking you, whatever. Truly value that. Value those friendships where a person is is a kind, generous, compassionate being, and where they're compassionate towards you. Value those people in your life who are wise and give you and share their wisdom, or share their their gifts with you, who reciprocate with you. You have to come to understand that quality overrides quantity any freaking day. You could have 50 friends in your life, and like 49 of them love to go fishing just like you do, or loves to hike like you do, or loves to go dancing like you do, or whatever your hobby is. 49 of those 50 could have hobbies that you have, or love the same foods that you love, or you guys all love Santa Maria cannabis, or just whatever, okay? 49 of these people throw sick parties, whatever. Or love to invite you onto their yacht, or love to go camping and share their yurt with you. Whatever it is, okay? Those 49, of those 49, they may like to do all these things with you. But if none of them can go deep with you, if none of them can share their soul with you, be vulnerable with you, share their hopes, their dreams, their failures, their experiences, what's broken their heart, what inspires them, what brings them joy, what fires them up. If they are never there for you in any capacity when you are open and vulnerable to reach out and ask for help, then you got to ask yourself, who is this person, and in what capacity, in what way should I be engaging and interacting with him? Maybe all it takes is for you to realize that they're not going to be your best friend or the closest friend, or someone that you can share all of these things from within you. You know what I mean? Maybe maybe now you understand, oh, so and so is just a really cool person to go hiking with. You know what I mean? But those 49 people, if they can't do any of these things with you, you have to realize perhaps this person, that person, is not actually a really good friend. But that one person out of the 50 people who can dive deep, who offers support, who creates this space with you that is just authentic and compassionate and unconditional, who respects you, supports you, thinks you're fucking awesome, encourages you all the time, lifts you up. That is valuable. That is quality. And that trumps quantity any day. Any day. You know what I mean? You can apply this to so many things in life, even from like having one good, functional, reliable mode of transportation, a car, whatever, versus having 5 crappy cars. You know what I mean? Like, really, what's the point in having so many dang cars? You know, or clothes, you know, quality beats quantity any day, at least for me. You know, I have favorite pieces of clothing because they're so comfy and soft and just help me feel at home in my body, and also just help me express myself, you know, versus having thousands and thousands of articles of clothing, but they don't fit me exactly right. That's another thing. These favorite pieces of clothing fit me perfectly, you know, fit just right into my curves and loose in certain areas, or maybe just loose all over, because I love just being flowy and feminine, you know, most of the time. And that trumps having a gazillion pairs of pants and shirts and dresses and shoes and this and that, but I'm uncomfortable in like 99.5 to whatever percent of them. Like, why wear stuff that makes you feel uncomfortable when you have to adjust your clothing every 5 minutes, or tuck something in every 2 minutes, or try not to stumble, you know, as you're walking, whatever, right? You know, quality trumps did I say quality? Quality trumps quantity any day. So some of those examples may seem silly, but it's so true, especially if you're younger and still trying to figure out life, or you're in like middle school, high school. I mean, are elementary school kids watching YouTube? I don't know if that's the case. I know they're cursed, but whatever. I'm not trying to be a bad influence, but yeah, I don't think there will be elementary school kids looking at my videos. But you know, whatever stage you are at in life, especially those who are still growing. I mean, hell, you could even be an adult. You're still growing. We're all growing. And maybe you're trying to figure things out as far as friends and jobs and things like that, you know, just know that quality trumps quantity any day. I mean, if you feel that there are certain situations where quantity is better than quality, let me know, you know, don't be afraid to leave a comment and tell me, you know, but as far as the experience I've had, quality trumps quantity any day of the week. Thanks for tuning in. Namaste. Mitakwe oyasin. Aroha nui.
Atma, Namaste. Everyone, I am super excited to share my Patreon page. It will be launching soon, and if you do not know what Patreon is, I am more than happy to explain it to you. I will be providing links below. Also, don't hesitate to reach out and ask me questions. But I am very, very intrigued to know who will be interested in joining my community. So please reach out. Let me know if you will be interested in joining my Patreon community. You can reach me on Facebook, send me a message. You can comment below in any of my videos. You can even personally email me. My email is trina@acosmopolite.com. You can also find my email in the About section on my YouTube channel. Thank you, beautiful, beautiful souls. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.